Okay, so welcome back to another session, and this is where we are going to talk about some developer fundamentals. This is where we are going to talk about some developer fundamentals again. So this is what we have learned without even doing much codes, or not even a single code actually. We have learned something very important. That is again, it's a very important concept in your web development career, and that will be useful. And that is using different browsers. In the past, when Sir Tim Berners-Lee has evolved, or he developed a browser. So at that particular time, after that there are different companies, and they are also developed their own browsers. And for example, I have given 5 browsers over here. The first one is Chrome, developed by Google, and the other one is Mozilla Firefox, developed by Mozilla, and then the Safari by Apple, Internet Explorer by Microsoft, and the Opera. So these browsers have a different way of rendering these files or reading these files. Rendering means to paint the output on the browser after reading these files, right? So once these files, okay, let me just make a copy of it. Oops. So if I am just trying to make a copy of all these files, and once we send these files to any browser, the browser actually is rendering these files and putting the output on the browser, and that the user sees. So every browser, the point that I'm trying to make over here is every browser has a different way of rendering these files. So the output will be coming different. But nowadays there are some some foundations, some consortiums, and some groups. Actually, they make the standards. They decide that how a browser should render the HTML and CSS and JavaScript. But still, there are problems the developers will be facing, and being a developer, you will be also facing these issues. That how to solve these problems, how to make make your code, make your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in such a way that every browser should understand the similar way, and the user would be able to see the web page, right? Website, what you are creating. So if this particular thing would not be happening, then you should think like a developer that how difficult it would be, and you will have to create multiple sets of these pages for different browsers. But this is not the case. There are foundations. They are putting their efforts. They're making some standards that every browser should follow, but still there are issues. That's what I'm trying to make a point here. So you'll have to make sure that your codes will be able to deliver or will be able to be rendered by all the browsers there. So we'll talk about this later in details when we start learning codes and HTML and CSS and all. So we'll go through into that as well. Okay. If we expand this thing to something else, and nowadays we have mobile devices. So this is also what we'll have to be sure and keep these things in our mind while we are developing a website, and that is responsive designs. The meaning of responsive is like for every device, no matter what the size of the device is, your website will be displayed properly, or it should be displayed properly on each and every device. whether it's a tablet, whether it's a cell phone, iPhone, Android device.
That was all about this video. Please like and share this video and subscribe to Feesclub Academy. See you in the next video.